The second I read Regulus, I knew these cards would have a great future. So the Theron's engine will be coming out in Dimension Force, which is a set that we will have in the TCG in May 20th. There are currently 5 Theron monsters, either supporting Theron monsters or supporting 5 different types, which are Machine, Plant, Aqua, Warrior, and Psychic monsters. So in other words, I think you already guessed it, but if you want to play the Therons package, you can't really splash it into a deck that doesn't really fit any of these types, such as Dragon, for example, because if you want to be able to summon a Therons monster from your hand, you have to either equip it with a Therons monster in your grave, or one of the matching types that I just listed. And it's more of an engine than an actual real deck because there is no normal summon for the deck, so you don't really do that much with just your Therons cards, and also there is no cohesion between the Therons cards. They don't really synergize that well with each other, outside of the fact that you can special summon them by equipping back a Therons monster from your grave, like I said. And to be completely fair, the only Theron monsters that you would really want to splash in other decks because they're insane would be Regulus, Leaper Farm, and maybe Bullseye. This truly does matter because this information dictates how you can deck build and also decide the ratios of each of the Theron cards that you want to be playing in your deck. For example, if I wanted to splash, let's say, Theron's King Regulus in my Cyber Dragon deck, I couldn't really afford to play Theron's Charge, which is like the trade-in-esque spell card for the deck, quote-unquote, because I don't really have enough Theron monsters or cards in order to function with that card. Therefore, if I do play it, it will have a very high chance of breaking. And the other Theron cards, like the Trap card and the other Spell card, just aren't really worth playing because it would really drag down the consistency of your deck because it would force you to play cards that aren't engine starters, and therefore you'll break more often. The only generic Theron support card that you can splash as an engine in other decks would be the Field Spell because it has 3 broken effects. So of course, it has the typical broken first effect that we want in every single field spell, the one that we find in Hidden City, Union Hanger, Trickstar, Light Stage, etc., which is the search effect of the field spell, but on top of that, it has 2 really relevant effects that actually make it so this card can search your Theron monsters even if it gets ashed. So the second effect allows you to foolish your deck for a Theron monsters when one of your monsters would be destroyed by battle, and the third effect allows you to recycle back a Theron monsters from your graveyard to your hand when any monster on the field dies by battle, including your opponent. I've shown this in a lot of my videos already, but having consistent access to an Omni-Negate that can recur itself back is absolutely no joke. Before moving forward into this video, just a friendly reminder to like and subscribe, and now let's proceed. Anyways, as I was saying, don't forget the fact that the Theron monsters equip back monsters from your graveyard to the Spell and Trap zone, which sometimes might actually be completely broken, and even more relevant than the actual effect that the Theron monsters have. If you equip a card like, let's say, Cyber Dragon Hertz to your Regulus, on top of having an Omni-Negate every single turn, you also get back a recursion with the Hertz when it hits the graveyard, or a search from Cyber Dragon from your deck to your hand. And the crazy part that a lot of people don't know is the fact that if you equip back Cyber Dragon, the original one, the level 5, to Regulus, you can actually use it in the Spell and Trap zone to make Camera-Tech Fortress Dragon, because Fortress does not need a Cyber Dragon monster, but rather a Cyber Dragon, and even in the Spell and Trap zone, Cyber Dragon is still Cyber Dragon. The engine did allow some more roguish deck to perform better in the OCG, and even scored a top 5 in one of the most OCG metagame breakdowns on Road of the King. So exactly as I said, you don't need a billion monsters for the engine to work. Honestly, all you really need is the field spell and probably 1 monster, and the ratios are kind of debatable. I don't know whether 3 Regulus is better or 2, and I don't know if 3 field spell is better or just 2. It really depends, honestly. Either way, this engine is a great boost to decks such as ABC, Sky Striker, Cyber Dragon, Earth Machine. I really hope I was able to clarify as many things about this engine as possible, but if you still have some doubts or questions, make sure you let us all know in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check me out on Twitch and Instagram, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.